Today, I'm going to tweak my Mac a bit to see if I could make it easier to navigate, more suitable for myself. So I'm quite fond of using automatic window managers like tiling window manager. As the name suggested, it arranges all your windows according to certain rules to fill up the entire screen, so there is no wasted screen space. And also, windows won't overlap each other. This makes it convenient when I'm coding while looking at documents. It is quite handy, but this approach has a big limitation because screen space is limited, and as you open more windows, each window gets smaller and smaller areas. For example, when I'm writing backend code, I usually launch a VS Code, then Yark, a tool similar to Postman for API testing, and a debugger for checking if data has been stored in the database correctly. As you can see, even with just 3 windows, for software like debugger or Yark, their areas are already too small to operate. Like it is almost impossible to view JSON in such a small area. Just a few days ago, I ran into this interesting project called PaperWM.spoon. So today, let's explore to find its potential. First thing first, let's take a look at the demo. The way it works is to turn your desktop into a horizontally infinite space, and all your windows are arranged from left to right. This way, it's not limited by your monitor size. All your windows can maintain a certain width and usability, like this. Actually, this approach isn't new. I used the exact same window manager in GNOME years ago. It was called PaperWM, but after switching to Mac, I have never found any similar software since then. Finding this missing piece was really a coincidence. The way you... Alright, let's get started. The first step is to install the software. Since PaperWM.spoon is actually a plugin for Hammerspoon, so we need to install the dependency first, which is Hammerspoon. The installation instruction on Hammerspoon's website is quite straightforward. Just follow the instruction and we should be good. It seems like it is using a pretty traditional way. Just download the package and drag it to the application folder and it is done. By the way, I tried using Brew to install the software and it worked out just fine. Once the installation completed, launch the app. An icon looks like a hammer with a spoon-shaped tail should appear in the status bar area, just like the name suggested. Seeing this icon means the software is working as expected. Oh, I forgot to mention, when you install the software for the first time, it might ask for permissions. Just follow the on-screen instruction and grant the relevant permission to the software. Since it is an automation tool, it will require some system-level permissions. Okay. The next step is to install the plugin. To install PaperWM, there are 2 options. One is manual installation. The other one is through Spoon install. I would use the former one for simplicity. Let's copy this command and paste it into the terminal. This will clone the repository to our home directory. Next, we need to create the Hammerspoon configuration file. For that end, we could use the example provided by the project and create the file following this path. I have pre-configured on my local machine, so let's look at my configuration. The most important key binding, or should I say basics key binding, are Windows switching and reordering. For the others, I will explain them as we go through the file. First, let's see how it actually works. Let's open any window. You can see the new window is placed to the right of the original one. To go back to the previous window, let me see. I set it to Control Command K. Pressing the hotkey switches the focus to the previous window. To switch to the next window, press Control Command J this window. This is the basic window switching operation. Next, let's look at swapping windows. Hold Control Command Shift and K, it's J, and each swap with the next window. Let me make this smaller so it's easier to see. Okay, so that's the window switching operation. Just like that. Okay, what now? Center window, which allows you to move the window to the center of the screen. Press Control Command C. See? It is moved to the center. Next, forward to maximize the window. Press again to return to the original size. Then there is the cycle width. I press Control Command R. It cycles through my preset widths to adjust the window size, which is quite convenient. No need to drag the mouse and adjust the window bit by bit. To set the window sizes, go to the line 82. We have 3 preset sizes: 1/3, 2/3, and 4/5. You can set as many as you want. Next one is cycle height. I never used that. It should work just like the cycle width function. You get the idea. So, and let's skip this too. So what does slurp in do? Let me just show you. Control Command I. Yup, it tucked the current window under the previous one. Now both windows share the same column. Correspondingly, buffer pushes back out to an independent column, like this. The toggle floating function can turn managed window into floating mode. To be specific, let's say that I want to make this window floating. By holding Control Command and space, oops, looks like there is some conflict in my hotkey configuration. Let me change it to Escape. Then I need to reload the configuration. Alright, let me try again. Just press Control Command Escape. Now this window is in an unmanaged floating state. I can drag to resize and move it around. Then if I press the combination again, it switches back to managed state. This is the toggle floating function. The move window key bindings let you quickly move the active window to other desktops. For example, say move window 1. If I press Control Command Shift and A, I can send the current window to desktop 1. This is a pretty handy feature. Next is the drag window hotkey. Once set, just hold the corresponding hotkey, then click and drag anywhere in the window to move it with your mouse. This is also quite convenient. Lift window let you pull it out entirely while dragging, so you can perform swapping operation with your mouse. Then Windows gap let you configure the space between two windows, any two windows. Spacing make it look nice and relaxed. And Windows ratio was mentioned earlier, so yeah, let's skip. Now it's time for some advanced features. In case you have some app that you don't want them to be managed, the Windows filter here is what you need. Pass your app name through this method, then all windows of the app won't be managed. However, I ran into a tricky scenario, which is for some apps, I would like the main window to be managed while the others not, like dialogues, etc. To be concrete, I had some trouble with GIMP. Let me open GIMP to show you. The problem I ran into is, let me create a new file first. What happened was, if I were to pick a color, you will notice the window is arranged to the right. This makes no sense for color picking. Here is what I did to solve the problem. First, set an app filter with the app name as GIMP. Then I only allow window with this specific title to be managed. So when I activate GIMP, only the main window would match the criteria, so it gets managed. For other windows, if I click this one, I forgot to reload. So let me close this first and reload. Now the window won't be managed anymore. That's how window filter could be useful. Okay, the last part I would like to share some useful configuration. I currently have two more hotkeys, one for configuration reloading to speed up the process. The other is to print window information, which is essential when you need to customize the window filter. As mentioned earlier, for the filter to work, we need to pass the app name and title. In this case, the Command Control P hotkey can come in handy. First, open the Hammerspoon console. Then activate the target window and press Ctrl Command P. It will print the window information in the console, including the app name, bundle ID, and title information, all there for you, making your life easier. Finally, let's talk about some limitations of the software. The most critical one is that window might bleed into other monitors because all windows are arranged from left to right. So when you have multiple monitors placing horizontally, things would certainly go wrong. Say you have a monitor on the left, the leftmost windows might get cross the edge or even get pushed out entirely to another windows, that one on the left. It happens because Mac OS doesn't allow windows getting moved somewhere off screen. The solution is to arrange monitors vertically as a workaround, but still it is problematic. What if monitors are actually placed horizontally? It is unnatural to move the cursor upward when your aim is the monitor on the left. Luckily, the author also provides the warp mouse plugin to mitigate the problem. Yeah, I'm actually having two monitors placing side by side right now. The plugin was okay for me. For other plugins, you may take a look. They don't seem relevant to me at this point. Alright, so that's basically all I can tell at this point. It has been a few days now. There are minor issues, but overall it's quite usable for me. The scrolling window manager doesn't suffer from the limited screen size like tiling window managers do, and I can use Hotkey to switch between windows without leaving my keyboard. For me, it is quite an efficient way to navigate. I think you should try it to see if it works for you. If you have any questions, leave comments below. I will do my best to help or share your thoughts. Peace.